grand opening, grand closing. My fellow gamers, is your only friend these YouTube streets, Porter77. I'm back with another video. If you haven't been paying attention, PlayStation 5 Pros are now being pushed out into the hands of content creators and, influencers and all that stuff. So you've seen some photo snapshots of boxes and stuff like that, already having. But there is something sneaky that was talked about, but it's not really being talked about, right? And what I'm talking about is the technologies in the PlayStation 5 Pro, right? Hopefully I said that in the beginning of the video. But anyway, so we know we've been talking about the PSSR and how great it is, right? And Digital Foundry did cover all aspects of it. And there was one part that really snuck by, and that was the Pro enhanced version of Forbidden West. Well, now that I realize it and I look back to the video, and I didn't really cover it, and I don't think a lot of people isn't covering it, but the Forbidden West Pro enhancement is not using PSSR. Guerilla is using some type of proprietary technology for better image quality, and apparently it is very close to, it's even closer to DLSS. So the PlayStation 5 Pro, it actually has two image scaling capabilities. PSSR, which is possibly the most well-known right now, right? Because a lot of the third parties are using it, whatever. But Guerrilla specifically is using something for their own engine, right? Their Decima engine. Let's listen to Digital Foundry, and they'll talk a little bit more about it.
This one comes from Tori. Hello, esteemed gents! Exclamation point. The upscaling used in the PS5 Pro update for Forbidden West. Do you think the future project that it originated from is Death Stranding 2, and will Guerrilla Games use this instead of PSSR going forward? It was surprising to hear Oliver give the picture quality quote unquote best in show, yet it wasn't using PSSR. That was a bit of an interesting twist, wasn't it, Oliver?
Yes. I mean, in terms of the image quality there, it was just super stable. The foliage looked great. Fine details resolved really clearly and really stably. It was also reasonably sharp as well and quite detailed. I haven't seen that combination from PSSR yet. Perhaps we will. But at the moment, just judging from what I saw on the show floor and judging from what I've seen from various previews, I've not seen that kind of level of really, really pristine image quality. It almost reminded me a little bit more of what we see in DLSS on PC in terms of the just overall level of image fidelity that was being delivered there.
That is absolutely crazy. And listen, we know Guerrilla is a beast with their own proprietary technology, right? Decima Engine is an absolute beast. I'm surprised more Sony studios that are opting to use Unreal Engine just doesn't go with Decima Engine. I just don't really understand that. I mean, I'm sure there's something, but I don't know. Maybe it's about creativity, giving games their unique look, whatever. But then again, if you're using Unreal Engine, like almost the whole industry is using that. So are you really concerned about unique look? I just don't know why, for example, Sony Ben uses Unreal Engine. Like, I don't know why. Kojima said, yeah, let me get access to Decima, and he uses Decima. So I don't really understand why Sony Ben just to be like, hey, Guerrilla, we want to use this too. And you literally have like 24/7 tech support and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, but that's pretty incredible that this method, right? And they don't really go into what it is exactly, the details of it. But as you can hear, they're really impressed with it. Like, it's really close to DLSS.
But to answer this question, I think it sounded from what they said to me like Guerrilla's work on an unannounced upcoming Guerrilla title and not Death Stranding 2. I think that makes more sense given that the focus of tech development in that studio is obviously on their own software, and then that goes over to Decima, to Koji Pro. But I think it's internally focused there. It does sound like it's a technique that will be used instead of PSSR, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it in Death Stranding 2, especially on the PS5 Pro. I wouldn't be surprised to see it there. It could very well be there. But I think that the locus of development on this, the genesis of development perhaps, was an upcoming title from Guerrilla. Perhaps that Horizon MMO or something similar, and now it's being back-ported to Horizon 2 and possibly to other titles as well.
Interesting. There's a lot of unknowns here, right? And obviously at the launch event, Sony quite rightfully probably would have wanted the focus of attention to be on PSSR, right? But this seems to be like a homegrown effort from Guerrilla Games, which they are preferring over PSSR for whatever reason, presumably image quality reasons based on your analysis. And I'm assuming it would, well, there's a lot of assumption going on here, but I'm assuming it's probably a compute-based solution. There's probably a base PlayStation 5 version as well. I guess the other thing is we don't really know what the
Sorry about that.
Base resolutions are.
Well, I did count it, and it was like 1440p-ish, 1584p-ish to 4K there on PS5 Pro, though. So if there is some accommodation for that base model, we haven't seen it yet, I don't believe. But if it is on the base.
All right. So, I mean, we got the gist of it. You could go check out their channel. I don't want to push too much of their content, all right? It's their latest video. But that's really interesting that Guerrilla also is capitalizing on the technologies that the PS5 Pro has, and they created their own personal solution, probably something like, it's kind of like, you know, how the PSSR is better for PlayStation as compared to FSR because it's more unique and built for the PlayStation. And it seems like Guerrilla took it a step further. It's like, well, we're going to go beyond technology that's built, you know, better for the PlayStation, and we're going to go to technology that's better built for Decima. It's really interesting to see how that plays forward. But again, it goes back to, I really wish studios and PlayStation that opted to use UE5 would opt to use Decima instead, having their own internal, because that engine's a beast. It's pretty incredible. I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you think. Did you guys know about this? Were you aware of that? Did you catch it? This is pretty incredible that there's another, you know, solution, you know, scaling solution. And this one is even closer to the DLSS. I mean, this is great for console gamers. Definitely on the PlayStation side, seeing Sony is investing into their console, into future technologies. And this only bodes well for the PlayStation 6, right? And this is to me, this is how mid-gen refresh should be done, right? Great technology, more powerful technology, and give us a glimpse of what's to come for future generational consoles. Anyway, this is your only friend, YouTube Streets Porter77. Let me know what you think. Hit up the comment section. I'm really excited to see what Guerrilla got cooking up with the PlayStation 5 Pro and their own specific scaling solution, right? Anyway, you guys take care. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like button and subscribe. Stick around. You know, I got a podcast, 60 Frames No Lag, every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Please come through and enjoy. It's a great time. Would love to see you there in the comment section, all right? Everybody take care. Peace. Grand opening, grand closing.